come on.
I didn't come out with an attitude. I was very pleasant.
Right,
I said, hey, how's
what's
going on?
All right.
Whose car is this?
So you
Okay.
have red and blue lights flashing?
I understand. They weren't flashing. They were. It was on steady burn. There was the outside, just steady burns were on. A red one and a blue one. There was a quick picture taken, and they went right back off. Like I said, there was no intent on trying to pull anybody over. The car wasn't in motion. We weren't on a public street. I understand this is a public.
You don't have to.
Okay, I'm just trying to explain, sir. I'm trying to. You guys come in. I'm just trying to talk to you guys.
I'm trying something that doesn't.
No, we're trying to explain to you.
Okay, but there's. Okay, I'm trying to. I'm just listen.
So he can't.
Can I speak? I mean, I'm just trying to have a cordial conversation. My demeanor is fine. I'm not having an attitude with you guys at all.
Right.
I respect what you do. Okay, I completely respect that.
Yeah.
However, I'm just asking for a little bit of reasoning for why. I'm trying to explain.
Alright, folks, buckle up because what you're about to see is a masterclass in escalating tension, one family, one set of officers, and a whole lot of confusion about the law. Right off the bat, you can see the classic friendly officer tactic being tested, but here's the kicker, they're mixing charm with intimidation, and it's already teetering on chaos. Who's in the right? Who's overstepping? And why does this even happen when nobody's breaking the law? Stick with me, because over the next few minutes we're going to dissect every tense moment, highlight the hypocrisy, and break down the legal nuances that most people get completely wrong. And yes, we'll figure out who's really shaking and why.
To you that, okay, it wasn't, again, I'm just saying, there wasn't an intent to pull anybody over or to do anything like that. Right. It wasn't like we were in motion. I understand what you're saying. And he's a young kid, he wanted to take a picture of the car with it like that, okay? Generally, it's set up for private car shows, and that's what it is.
But that right there is the difference. Private property.
I understand that, and that's why it was a quick on and off. It was just one quick shot, you know.
It could also be a warning, but that has to give the license. You can't go no.
Okay.
It's like a traffic stop.
I understand, and that's why I stepped out to talk to you guys to kind of de-escalate things. See how I'm talking to you?
You're not de-escalating anything. You're just adding to it. Okay.
How am I adding to it, sir? What's your okay name, badge number?
Sheldon Ertmeister, badge 534.
Name, badge
Are you
number?
Involved? Is this your car?
Why does it matter?
Is this your car?
I have a First Amendment right to talk.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
You also have the right to let him do his business. Okay. If he's talking to him,
all I'm going to do is I'm going to take down his name for my report, so that if we get a report later on,
that's perfectly fine.
To pull somebody over.
Can you guys please listen? I understand your job. Okay.
At this exchange, the tension is palpable. The mother calmly refuses identification, while the officers attempt to assert authority. But notice the contradictions, lights weren't flashing, and the supposed traffic stop didn't even happen on a public street. This is where a lot of viewers miss the subtle drama of law enforcement on autopilot, and citizens trying to navigate civil rights without escalating the situation. Ask yourself, have you ever experienced a moment where authority seemed confused or misapplied? Drop your thoughts in the comments because this scene is textbook for understanding civil rights versus overreach.
Dad, are you family? Are you involved?
Why?
Because right now he's trying to conduct business.
I understand that.
I'm just trying to talk to this guy. Okay. Are you related to him somehow?
Just carry about with him.
All right. Fair enough. So I'm going to need your driver's license, partner.
At the end of the day,
can you step back, give me some space, please? Step back and give me some space, please. Step back and give me some space, please. That's fine. I'm going to step back then. You're invading my personal. In fact, move away from my car with your gun, please.
Okay, can I see your
Move away from my car with your gun, please.
I can't. I'll give you my name.
I'm trying to talk to you. So the reason for this,
I understand your reason. You don't have to cop-explain this to me. Okay, you're shaking. Why are you shaking?
That's great. All right, let's start with that.
Your hand was shaking on your mag clip.
On my mag clip?
Yes.
Okay.
Your little mag holder right there. You're still shaking right there. Your hands are shaking, guy. Calm down, dude.
I'm calm.
Then why are you shaking?
Because I'm trying to explain this to you.
Then you can calm down. I'm not being confrontational at all. My name's
Sheldon.
Okay, that's great. My name is Good Citizen, and I'm talking to you in a calm manner. And I don't need you to be shaking while you're talking to me. Okay, we can talk normal.
We can talk normal.
That's fine.
We can talk normal.
That's perfectly fine.
But at the end of the day, this is just a minor thing.
I get it. I get it. So that's why I was trying. You guys came in real hot. I understand your job.
What's your name, man? He might have. I don't know.
Okay. You came in a little heated towards the whole situation. I'm allowed to talk. Yes, he is my son. Okay, I wear a badge and a gun belt myself.
We weren't driving
Okay,
with
so
it on, so you
I
guys
understand
should
what
get
you're
that
doing,
out of your
and I understand. That's why I said turn them on real quick for a photo and turn them right back off. It might have been a dumb idea.
You said you drove
okay,
this vehicle here.
yeah, I understand.
You understand the
I
big thing is
understand.
private property.
I know, and that's why I said normally when we go to car meets, it's completely private. You don't need to give name.
He said I need to because
No, you
I drove
don't.
the car here.
No, we're done.
man.
We're done.
I'm
We're
not
done with that.
talking-
You haven't committed a crime. There's no need to ID
That's what
yourself.
I said.
I just said let them fucking go away. They're wasting their fucking time.
Okay, just calm down. Let him do the warning thing, but you have no part of this.
She does because she just admitted she drove this.
The officers demand identification, but there's zero reasonable suspicion. That's a big deal. A parent calmly explains the situation, pointing out shaking hands, miscommunication, and the fact that no crime was committed. Notice the emotional intensity. The officer is visibly tense, the citizen is calm but firm, and you can feel the silent negotiation happening. This is the kind of moment that shows the human side of law enforcement and the importance of knowing your rights. It also raises a key question for the audience. Would you stay calm in a situation like this, or would
This vehicle. This is a marked police vehicle.
Where is it?
With red and
No,
white
it's not. It
lights.
doesn't say police
Okay.
anywhere.
It doesn't have
And
to.
in the state of Ohio, the law says it has to have
I
a
looked
police
it up. I
department
looked it
name
up.
on it.
I know what I'm doing.
I know what the RC
It's
code
a-
is
it's
on it.
fine.
I'm not-
Okay.
Goodbye.
Okay.
Well,
So,
you
but
can make no
either
crime.
way, can we just de-escalate? Do your thing, guys. I'm done. Okay, we're good. I understand, dude.
As
So,
far as, but you understand, so the big difference here, private versus public
and
property. with you being on
like I
public
said, we
property,
always do this on private properties, the car shows, because it's just walk away. Just walk away.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
Just walk. Just go sit in the car, honey, please.
I
Okay,
support the
so-
private property.
Have fun.
I think
And
having
again-
it as a show car is a cool thing. I
Yeah,
don't
and that's
disagree with
all
that
it is, man.
whatsoever.
It's a cool thing to do for the car shows. You know what I mean?
But
And we 99.99999% time have always done it on private property. There's never been an incident ever before. Like I said, he wanted a cool picture down here. It was real quick. Turn them on, turn them off, and again, I figured, hey, we're in a relocation right down here. There's no other civilians around. Nobody's gonna think he's a cop. They're
I don't
with the
think they
show.
all-
They're with the
Yeah, I
show.
understand.
They understand he's not okay. We're pretty big into the scene.
No, and I
So
don't
it's a
have an
good,
issue with
wholesome
it.
family thing to
Really.
do. Like I said, we generally never turn them on at all because he knows, because I know what the laws are.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you-
and I
but
understand.
It's just the private property versus, and that's
And I
all
totally
this had to
get it.
be is, hey, let me
I
get your
understand.
info,
I understand.
kick a
that.
warning, and we're
But
on our way.
There's, you know, I totally get that. There's a way to communicate with the citizens without coming on so strong. Okay. I deal with it a lot. Okay. I work with DOC. I work with a lot of different departments in the area. Okay. So I understand, but when I come into a situation, I try to get the information before I start coming on strong. And if I need to, then that's where we go to. Okay. But that's why I said de-escalate
when I
a little
walk
bit. Well,
into the information-
I know, but he came in really hot. That's why I said,
I
man,
don't know how he
de-escalate
did.
and calm down. I know, and I didn't record it, unfortunately. But you know,
He did. He's got body
I know,
cam,
and that's why I say he's got body cam. I can FOIA it if I have to.
Yeah, absolutely.
But you know, and in fact, I should have my body cam on right now, but I don't. So it is what it is. So again, it's usually a private property thing, and I understand. So I get where you
That
guys are
being the
coming
big
from. I totally get where you guys are coming from. So that's why I'm trying to talk to you calm. And you were shaking a little bit there, so that was kind of worrying me. You know what I mean? You step up on me and you're shaking.
Well, I was trying to hear what you're saying.
Okay,
You're kind of a
I'm
little bit
talking
quiet.
calm because I want you guys to calm down. That's how you de-escalate. When somebody's getting heated, you try to calm them down, which is what I was doing.
No,
And
that's fine.
now we're talking calm, right? You're not shaking anymore.
Well, I also wasn't sure what was going to go on there because
I understand. You come onto a scene and you don't know what's going on. I
The
get
reason
that.
I stepped
But there's
in
no
is
need to
'cause
come
my
into the
ear-
scene hot.
And I didn't. I came in.
You
a
came
lot
in
less
warm.
heated.
You came in warm.
I came in
I'll give
warm,
you
but
okay.
when I came in,
okay,
I
so
hear
we're agreeing on that.
arguing
It wasn't necessarily arguing. Arguing is loud voices. It was
Well,
him
an
trying to
argument can
demand
happen
certain
with-
things.
An argument can happen with less than a voice.
I can understand. I can understand that. But at the same time, when you guys come on to something as a backup officer, you don't know what's going on. Okay, I completely understand that. Okay, but when it comes down to it, you guys got to be a little bit better when you come into the citizenry thing. Like trying to get her ID. He didn't witness her drive this car. I could say I drove that car. She could say he drove that car. Anybody could say that. You guys didn't witness that. There was no reasonable articulable suspicion that she needed to give an ID. That's a violation of the Fourth Amendment. Okay,
And I don't
I'm very
disagree.
strong on my civil rights. I'm very strong on other people's civil rights. There's a lot of police officers that are really good. So far, I'm giving you a B plus because you were a little bit hot. Like I said, warm. We'll call warm. You're a little warm, and you were shaking there, which was kind of freaking me out because when I see a guy with a gun shaking, it kind of freaks me out. I'm not saying you would pull it. The hood's still over it, so we're good. You know what I mean? But you guys got to approach people with a little bit calmer manner, and you would get a lot better result from a lot more people. I'm telling you that. It works for me. I can tell that. I can tell you're pretty cool right now, okay? You got the Oakley glasses on, you chilling, all right? You know what I mean? I'm cool with that,
yeah.
All right? But, again, it's the way when you guys approach the scene, okay? If there's a lot of people around, I get that. You don't know what's going on, but you got to come in a little cooler. That's all I'm trying to get at, man. Education, not confrontation. You know what I'm saying?
And I don't disagree. I don't know, again, what happened with him once he got here. All I know is I pulled up, he was arguing. Disagreements.
There might that's a better word for it. Wordage, you got wording is everything. So there was a little bit of a disagreement maybe on what was going on. Okay. And again, I was trying to simply explain to the officer, because I respect you guys. Hey, I understand you saw whatever you saw. I don't know what he saw because I wasn't him. But I've been here since he got here. We came together. The lights went on for a couple of seconds. A couple people took pictures of it real quick, and it got shut right back off. That was it. There was no foul play. There was no ill intent. There was no popping. It's cool.
I don't understand why people like that.
It's a certain tune on the car. I don't know.
I don't get that. I feel like that's just
a little bit excessive. Is sometimes
annoying.
But it can be.
I just call it annoying. I can imagine driving.
I don't know how old you are. You're probably a little younger than me, but the old little Tykes things when you push them, the little pop.
Yeah.
That's what I think of every time I hear one of them things popping by. But anyway, back to the subject at hand here. I understand it's illegal to run them on public street. I completely get that. Impersonating the officer, I understand how that all works.
I never said impersonating the officer.
He did. When he first rolled in, he said, "I got your I want your badge, your ID because you were illegally, doing the whole police officer thing." He doesn't have any logos on the car from any police department. That's part of the law. In order for it to be a marked vehicle like he said it was, his wording said. So that's why I say you got to have your facts. You got to know your rights. You know what I mean? You got to know our rights and all that stuff. You guys have the right to ask certain questions. I get that. We have the right to not answer certain questions. To Fifth Amendment, I don't have to say shit that's going to incriminate myself. Were you driving that car? I can stay silent. You guys have to do the investigation. So in order for them to say he drove that car here, unless he admitted it, which he probably shouldn't have, because if I was involved with trying to block him from incriminating himself,
he's also the registered owner.
But anybody can drive a car. Anybody can flip a light switch. So unless somebody witnessed that happen, or you guys have physical proof that happened, which is reasonable articulable suspicion, then you can get the IDs. I understand that. Okay? So that's what I'm trying to get at. We have rights, citizens have rights, police officers have a certain duty to do, but there's that line. Once you go over that line, you have crossed the line of now that puts a bad taste in my mouth about this particular officer, and once that keeps building up in people's minds, that's where that disconnect between law enforcement and citizenry happens. So again, I'm about education, not confrontation. I don't want to sit here and argue with police or having like this guy. He came in really hot. I mean, I can tell he gray hair like me. He probably been on the force for a while. He dealt with some dumb shit, I'm sure. We're not doing dumb shit. You know what I mean? It's all innocent fun. It was in good faith. There was nobody trying to pull anybody over. Nobody saying, "Hey, get on the ground, motherfucker." Well, it wasn't anything like that. That would be... I understand.
I'm going to get a lawyer.
Well,
because this isn't the only ones that have targeted him.
Well,
CPD and all the other ones have told him, even if it's not private property or not, he's allowed to have his lights on because it's a car show and it's for the kids, as long as the car is not moving.
Right, but there's certain...
Now, let's talk about private versus public property, because this is where the law and common sense collide. The family is clearly at a car show on private property. The officer's concerns about the lights and impersonation are technically valid, but context is everything. The family repeatedly clarifies that this was a brief photo opportunity, lights on, lights off, zero intent to deceive. This is a teachable moment about the gray areas in legal enforcement. For our viewers, do you think the officers handled it appropriately? Or was this an overreach that could have been avoided with better communication?
There's certain gray areas. There's certain gray areas in the law with
so
that.
we have different people telling us, different departments telling us different shit. So I'm just going to get a lawyer because people are targeting my son.
Well,
I wouldn't say it's targeting your son. It's more geared towards the car and the red and blues on the car.
You guys can look at it
and it's not illegal it's not illegal to have an out of service police car.
Correct.
As long as it's not got any police department names on it and stuff like that. So, and again,
honestly, actually on that end, I don't know if that's entirely.
What was that?
I don't even know if that's entirely like having the police
It can even say police on it, as long as it doesn't have a department or a law enforcement agency's name on it, or insignia, or insignias.
Yeah.
So I looked up the laws on it. Very, very. In fact, I got the ORC code on my phone. I sent it to him just so we can have it in case this should ever happen. And there is very gray areas in that impersonation with the lights and the blue lights and the red lights and amber lights to the front with white, amber lights and red to the back. That's I understand all those restrictions. You're allowed to have clear and amber to the front. You're allowed to have red and clear and amber to the back. One license plate light, illuminating license plate has to be white in color. We went through the whole ORC code. I went through it in fine depth and detail. So again, I am all about education. I want to educate myself so that when I know that something's happening, I know I have my facts.
Are you? Is it red on one side, blue on the other?
I don't know, honestly.
So what I would do, personal advice is if you make it red all the way across.
You guys got something going on up there. Might be more important than this. See, he's got whites, but that's it, takedown lights. But yeah, you got to pull the fuse off of that right in front of it. But anyway, your question. Or your statement, I'm sorry.
If you went with red, if you're
all red,
like the, well, not necessarily all red. You don't have to switch to all red, but if you're doing like the corner lights,
like scene lighting,
the cruise lights or the scene lighting, if you did that on all red, I think you'd have a little bit less issue.
Right.
Because there's a lot more leeway on the red lighting versus the
volunteer firefighters, and there's a whole bunch of other people. And the Popo's the only ones that run the blue. So
exactly.
Right.
But I mean, it's even past the volunteer firefighters.
Watch that gun, man. Sorry.
It's even past the volunteer firefighters. I mean, if you look at like the city of Columbus, they have their work trucks that are running the red lights. You have, tow trucks have red lights on the light bar,
amber and red
brake lights. I think you'd run into less issues.
So
I don't know how often you're running into issues with.
Not really, because like I said, it's always on private property. When we do the car shows, it's we go to farms and rent out farms. You go to private property, rent out the properties, and have. This is really absolutely nothing. We go to car shows where there's hundreds to thousands of cars, and it's all on private property. So, and again, it's one time, quick picture shots, real quick, and that was all it was, man. So no hard feelings towards you guys, none of that.
Yeah, and I'm not saying that, I don't say there's ill intent in that.
Right.
Dude, trust me, I get it. I'm a car guy. I love cars.
Right, and it's just a cool thing.
It's just one of those.
And I understand you get right. And that's why I was like, you know what, fuck it. There isn't a lot of people around. We're not on the road. Do it real quick. And I guess it's my fault. I mean, as his father, I probably shouldn't have said that. But
you know what?
It is what it is.
Being a car guy, I get it. I'm not.
And honestly, my vest is in the back. I wear the same uniform every day, all day long. So I understand what you guys are doing. I respect you guys 100%. I'm not a police officer, but I deal with DOC. I deal with a lot of other fun stuff too. So, but I've gone through the whole police academy. I know my rights. I did the whole civil rights, law enforcement, law, and all that crap. So,
out of curiosity, you said you went through the police academy. Why not get in?
Because I make more money.
That's fair.
I work government contracts, man. I work government contracts, and if I see something, I don't have to get involved.
That's fair.
So, I don't have the pension and all that fun stuff you guys have, and qualified immunity and all that good jazz, but...
With the government contracting, if you make enough,
money.
You can put the money away.
Yeah, it's money.
More or less have the pension.
If I was working city, small city cops, I'm right there with them, so... I don't have to get involved with anything. I get nights and weekends off, work Monday through Friday, holidays. Federal contracts, good pay.
Doing federal contracts?
Yeah, federal contracts. So that's why I say I work with DOC, I work with federal prisoners and all kinds of different fun stuff. So I deal with murderers and rapists and all that shit, just like you guys do, just while they're
like transports? Or?
Oh, no. I deal with mental and...
Closely here, hands shaking, voices raised, but no physical threat. This microdrama is where you really see human psychology in action. When someone in uniform shows fear or overcompensation, it changes the dynamic entirely. The citizen remains calm, but the officer's nervousness makes a simple conversation feel like a standoff. This is a critical lesson in de-escalation. Approach with respect, not aggression, and you often get a better result. Quick poll for the comments: have you ever witnessed a situation where someone's nerves completely changed how...
So, but at the same time, we've got to have a little bit better approach to people, I think. Especially with Officer, I'll just call him, I don't know what his name is, but he never identified himself, so.
Prosecutor hasn't called me back or anything, but here's what I recommend to you. And if you're going to use this vehicle for show vehicles or for car shows or whatever, totally fine. But the way the law is written is that it says a vehicle cannot be operated unless it's done so by a sworn law enforcement officer, somebody with the task of enforcing traffic laws, to drive or operate a vehicle that is equipped with red and blue flashing lights.
Can you define what operate is in the ORC code?
Yeah, it means drive.
And he wasn't driving the car.
No, I just...
And the car wasn't running.
If I finish talking to him, since I really don't have anything to do with this right now.
What was your name again, sir?
My name is Detective Carl Roberts. 529 is my badge number. And what's your name?
I don't have to give that to you, sir.
Okay, so then I don't really need to interact with
That's
you.
fine. Have a good day.
My point being, and before I was so rudely interrupted.
Didn't rudely interrupt you, sir.
Did,
okay, keep continuing.
Just
calm down, bud. Calm down, man. He's an asshole.
Here's what I'm telling you.
I mean,
this car gets somebody could actually pull you over and probably arrest you very successfully. And you might beat the rap, but you won't beat the ride.
So he's a detective?
Driving this around.
Wow.
Driving
That's
this
scary,
around.
man.
Right.
As a,
the way he talks to people.
I'm not talking to you. Continue. I'm talking to this guy because he needs to.
He's a
so all I'm saying is that you better be careful with this because
Who's
somebody might not be as nice.
Can you tell me who his supervisor is?
His supervisor,
I understand.
Because I want to get that
not
camera.
entirely sure who you want to call on that one. We have
Who's whatever you guys got? Watch, command watch, or lieutenant?
I would call our lieutenant, but he's only here.
What's his last name?
Tonkel. He's only here Monday through Friday.
Well, and honestly, I mean, what put me into a bad mood with Perry Township, and I'll get real with you. All right, we're good. He should be doing a job that citizens are paying him out of my taxes. But Perry Township, this has probably been 20-something years ago. I got pulled over for looking at a cop out the window of my car. This is back when you guys were running around. Right? So probably like not even 2020-ish. But anyway, I got pulled over. This guy was screaming and yelling in my face. You got a fucking problem with the way I drive my car, motherfucker? That really put me off.
There was no reasonable suspicion to demand identification. That's a Fourth Amendment violation. This isn't just a fun story, it's a teachable moment about citizen rights. Knowing your legal boundaries can prevent unnecessary escalation. The citizen points out the overstep politely but firmly, and that's what makes this a standout case study. Audience challenge: if this happened to you, would you assert your rights like this, or stay quiet to avoid conflict? Think about it, because your reaction could determine the outcome.